Whether you're in About Me or your news feed, you'll actually see a link over here on the left for a blog. When you click it the first time, your blog page gets created and it takes a second, but then this is what you see. Welcome to my blog. It creates a post for you, and you can then create other posts. If you wish, you can delete this one and start with your own first post. But this is how it begins. Over here on the left, we have categories, and these are categories of the types of posts we might want to create: events, ideas, and opinions. You can add other categories, and the categories will be used to classify the blog so that when somebody wants to see all of your events blog posts, they can go find them. You'll have an archives here where posts will move after they've been on the page. Over on the right, you have your tools, the ability to create a post, to manage the posts that you have, to manage comments, to manage your categories, or to launch a separate blogging app that may have been provided with your SharePoint Online. You can also change the basic look of the blog. Here's how it looks in a basic view, but you can switch to a boxed view that looks like this, a shadow box. Or you can say, I'd actually like to have inline, which is kind of nice, takes up a little less space. I think we'll return to basic. That works just fine for us. There's a place that says, no, this isn't actually my picture, so we could do something here. And you can also have someone come and say, oh, I'd like to be notified by email when Ginny's posted a new blog post. That would work. Or I'd like to get an RSS feed. I'd like to get every single post that Ginny puts in her blog sent directly to my inbox in Outlook. Those are the basic features of a blog. If someone wants to comment on a post, they can simply click here and post a comment so you can see what that looks like. And I can edit this because I wrote it. Other people can also add comments. I can like this, get a nice smiley face. I can email a link to this, or because it's mine, I can edit it. So that's the way that I'll create a post. If I wish, I can type my entire post, for example, in Microsoft Word and run spell check and then copy and paste it here if I'd like. Or I can say I want to create a new post from scratch right here. And I'll need some kind of a title. And this is actually ideas. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this. Now, before I do, notice that I have access to all of this formatting. So if I wanted to bold this here, I can. And I kind of like tags showing up everywhere. And I'm just going to go ahead and drop that in there. Now, if I click on Manage Posts, you'll notice that here's my second post. There's no comments for it yet. And here's my first post. So if I go now, for example, to June, I'll see my second post on the top. And when someone comes to my blog page, this is the order it will be in. Here's the first and here's the second. And it should look just like this. Now, as people add comments, for example, in my first post, I had actually placed a comment there. I can manage those comments, and I have some choices about this. I can say, no, I actually would like to delete this particular item. I don't want it here. So I can go ahead and delete this comment, whether it was mine or somebody else's, and it's gone. And that works well. There are no other comments left. Let's go back to my blog posts. That looks good. Now, I don't have the ability here to do something like moderate comments. So if I were using Blogger or WordPress or some other professional blogging tool outside of my organization, then I might need to say, I'm not going to allow folks to directly post comments. I'm going to be in a position where I have to moderate those comments and say this one gets posted, this one doesn't. And particularly if you're writing a blog about something controversial, or if you're just writing a blog and you've noticed that there's a lot of kind of mean-spirited commenting going on. So you have the ability to say, I don't think people should be able to comment directly, but we don't have that choice here. Here, what we do is we can manage the comments after the fact, but we can't manage the comments by saying that they have to be moderated. You'll see comments posted in your newsfeed, and that will be a pretty good way to figure out what's going on. Managing categories, you can simply remove or add categories here. And again, these will be used to classify the different kinds of posts that you're creating. And then if we had a blogging app, you could launch it right here. So this is how a blog works. Now that you know how it works, you might consider whether or not this is something you particularly want to take on. Almost everybody in our organization has another job besides being a blogger. And so the expectations are often a little bit lower for a blog that's pointed inward towards our organization than something that's pointed towards customers or pointed towards vendors. Decide what it is that you're called to blog about and how often you can blog, and then create a schedule and make sure you stick to it. Blogging's not for everybody, but for those folks who excel at it, they create an entire new kind of conversation in the workplace by using the blogging tools in SharePoint.